One thing that I've been thinking about recently is that it's kind of related to hedging. We've talked about, always. I think when I talk, I'm like constantly hedging. I'm constantly, trying to make sure that I'm not making any kind of strong claims or strong statements, and I'll use words like might or possibly and some people rather than people, and all of this kind of stuff, uh, to sort of, yeah, I guess to sort of express a level of epistemic humility,
What does
about
epistemic
that.
mean?
Sorry,
What does epistemic mean?
I feel like you ask this every episode.
I
It's
feel
just
like
about
I
like
never.
knowledge and stuff.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm not very epistemic.
So like epistemic humility would be kind of recognizing that, the things that, yeah, it's kind of about like recognizing the limits of your knowledge and the limits of your own, of what you can know and perceive and things like that, right? Um, and so this came up in a discussion with Lucas, my co-founder, where, with Causal we have a certain approach. We're building a very general number crunching tool and all that and all that stuff. There are a few products that, I mean, well, I'm not sort of directly competing with these things yet, but there are a few products that are trying to solve some of the same problems, but with a different approach. For example, their approach is, yeah, it's not, the details aren't too important, but their approach is different. And I think I have pretty strong conviction that their approach is wrong and that our approach is right. And in the past, if I was having this discussion, I would have like, you know, done the whole hedging thing where it's like, based on what we've seen, I think their approach, might run into X, Y, and Z issues possibly. And, I feel like our approach, you know, all of this kind of stuff. But I decided to stop talking like that a few weeks ago. And instead I just, was a lot more direct about like, right, their approach is obviously wrong. They're about to spend the next 12 months learning X, Y, and Z, which we already know to be true, and our approach is right for these reasons, kind of thing. And Lucas thought that was me being, yeah, like arrogant or something, and not appropriately accounting for the uncertainty in my beliefs, which is funny.
Oh, the irony.
Yeah, and I think a few months ago, like yeah, even as recently as a few months ago, I would have been Lucas in that discussion. If someone had like said those things, I would have been like, "No, man, you need some epistemic humility. Like you don't know that there's uncertainty, all this kind of stuff." But now I just don't care for it, you know. And I think I know I think the epistemic humility stuff is good. I don't think I've like let go of that. I think I still have that, but I think there is something to be said for having actual conviction in things and not like falling prey to, yeah, not like drowning in the uncertainty of the world where you don't feel like you can make any kind of substantial statement about how the world works, right? And there were a couple of articles I read recently related to this. Well, actually, one was a tweet by Agnes Callard. Who else? About let me find it actually. Yeah, so Agnes tweeted in December. I might have actually even mentioned this on the podcast. She said, "It's paradoxical that epistemic humility shields one from experiences of being humbled. For example, if we discover aliens, would you rather be blasé, thinking kind of, oh, I never assumed they didn't exist, or would you rather be bowled over, thinking, oh, I can't believe this, like there's aliens?" And so, is this it's sort of protecting us from having to say, "Oh my God, like I was wrong about this thing"? Is that like really humility? Um, and yeah, that definitely kind of made me take a step back and think about how I talk and how I talk to myself about my beliefs about things.